Hello and welcome to Cyberman Son, episode
18.
We're here at the Cyber Patrol Center. Thank you again for putting up with our delayed absence. The number one reason is because I had a bit of extra money come in, so I was actually able to order a couple of DVD box sets. Now, Andrew, a lot has changed since our last episode. We are now into the 12th Doctor, and he's there's been this whole storyline. There's been several storylines revolving around Clara, you know, the impossible girl. And one of them has to do with this fellow Danny Pink. She was in a sort of a relationship. At first it was like, are they in a relationship? Aren't they? Then they became in a relationship, and so there was all this stuff going on. Mystery of Danny Pink's past and who he was as a person. Really gripping stuff, according to Andrew. Anyways, so now we're actually going into the season finale of the 8th series. Andrew, what have you got for me?
Dark Water and Death in Heaven.
Dark Water and Death in Heaven, a two-parter involving Cybermen, and also involving a strange lady who keeps popping up at various points throughout the. She keeps popping up throughout the series. Who is this lady? What are her intentions? What's going on? We're going to find out the answer to that and a lot of other questions. Should we get into it? Let's do it.
Clara!
Shut up!
Is that how we communicate now?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I need to talk to you.
All right, well, I'll be there in a couple of minutes, so...
No, not while you're in the room.
Oh, stupid me, the very idea.
Shut up!
Okay.
Stay, shut up.
Okay.
Things to say. Not all of them good.
Well, wouldn't it be better if I was actually there?
I don't think everything is better when you're here, but maybe not this. Okay. Okay, what are you sorry about? Could you please just pass the phone back to...
Crossing the road. I found the phone.
Whoops.
What?
Well, she was distracting him and he was crossing the road.
Came out of nowhere. I'm so sorry.
He was crossing the road when he was talking to her. He wasn't paying attention. He got hit.
Who owes you?
Clara! Clara?
Hey!
Sorry, I was busy. What's happening?
Oh, nothing, you know. Same old, same old.
Well, you're only human. So what can I do for you, Clara?
She wants to change time to bring her boyfriend back. So what do you think the problem with that is?
If she brings back her boyfriend, there's no reason for the Clara that was talking to the boyfriend to go into the future, therefore that won't happen. There'll be an ending cycle.
It's called a paradox. And we've seen it before with the Ninth Doctor when Rose rescued her dad from being hit by a car. It created this horrible temporal schism.
I think the Doctor would probably remember that and say no.
Well, I mean, he knew already. Yeah, so let's see what he says.
How is this a Cyberman episode? Does he get rebuilt?
Let's find out.
Hawaii. I'm walking on sunshine.
Clara?
Sleeping.
Yes.
Still can't have one.
Can I have one?
No, you can't have one.
So she's going around collecting all the TARDIS keys.
So, Clara, what's so good about lava?
Then she put a sleep patch on his neck.
And our paradox is save Danny, bring him back, or I swear you will never step inside your TARDIS again.
No.
Yes, you
Again.
don't.
No.
Say it again so I know you mean it.
No.
I'm not kidding, Doctor.
No, I don't know.
I will do it.
I don't like Clara. I don't think you will.
Just snap, Doctor.
The keys, they're gone. They're down there. They
Clara, Clara, look in your hand.
Nothing in my
Yes, there is, look.
Oh, whoops.
What is?
It's the sleep patch.
Did you seriously think that was going to work on me?
Doctor,
Go to hell.
I've seen this episode actually.
fair enough. Absolutely fair enough.
Clara? You asked me what we're going to do. I told you. We're going to hell.
Linked strongly. Linked. Your time streams are intertwined. So if he's anywhere at all, that link will hold. Give me your hands.
Doctor,
We're in a hurry.
I don't deserve a friend like you.
Clara, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm exactly what you deserve.
And the TARDIS
Oh,
telepathy.
Danny. Think about the man you lost.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll come to that. But I don't understand where I am.
Oh, I've seen this episode.
There you go. It's Coco.
Ha!
Oh, look at that. You can see my house from here.
You should feel safe because if someone heard that TARDIS, they'd immediately go.
In a mausoleum?
Imagine hearing this in a dark, closed place. Just terrifying. It's like a monkey.
Am I going to find Danny now?
Is that why the TARDIS brought us here? I don't want to see him like that.
Good point. Tombs with windows. He wants to watch the loved ones plot. Why would anyone go to so much trouble? Just to keep watch on the dead.
You know, the water could have had a transition to push the stall.
No, it's
Scientifically possible.
3W. Death is not an end, but we can help with that.
Fair.
I thought
Why
the
have the
afterlife
screwing
was
on
like
the
you could
voice?
summon whatever you want in your hand.
Is it
And
difficult?
have fun.
interesting.
Is what difficult?
Reading all those words back to front.
Oh, here she is.
Come on. We've come a long way.
Hello.
Mary Poppins.
I hope you're well. How may I assist you with your death?
Well, there is no immediate hurry. We're just, we're just,
Browsing.
yeah, browsing.
So, hey, condolences.
Condolences.
It's a mausoleum, it's our hello. Is there a particular dead person you want to talk to?
Yes. Yes, there is.
This way then.
Are you okay?
No.
Good. There would be something very wrong if you were.
No, they're all watching.
Maybe they're just security cameras.
The security cameras inside the skulls.
Yeah. Great security. Disco.
Why is it any of your business?
We've had a request to meet you. Any idea who that would be from? It's been given a priority, which usually means...
Means what?
Whoops.
Well, anyway.
What?
He
We
killed someone.
arranged a meet-up.
But not someone he was expecting.
But... Come
What
in!
did he kill?
Find out.
Oh, child?
Yeah.
So, I guess you remember?
Are you serious? X-ray water?
So cool. Look at this. We call it dark water.
Roll credits.
Only organic matter can be seen through it.
Well, they're organic.
I keep saying they should use this stuff in swimming pools.
Why?
Think about it.
I am thinking about it. Why?
Doesn't matter. 3W, what kind of name is that? What does it mean?
Well, you know, don't you? You're here on business. They wouldn't have let you in. Not the con.
What's that beeping?
Oh, never mind about beeping. Who cares about beeping? The dead are dead. They're not talking to you out of your television sets. They're just gone. And all these poor souls down there in these tanks, I'm sorry, but they're just dead and they're not coming back.
Oh, they didn't like the sound of that.
Clara! Clara, are you there?
Danny! I can hear you. Is that you? Oh, please say it's you.
That's Clara.
Yeah, you're really lucky. Hardly ever happens.
Remember, be strong. He never breaks your heart.
Connection stabilized. Should be okay.
Who would harvest dead bodies? I feel like I'm missing something obvious.
Yeah, look at the what do the windows look like on the
Danny.
what type of eyes?
Yeah.
Who would harvest dead
Danny, I'm
bodies?
so sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you some questions.
Questions? I swear on anything it's me.
Read his living things.
They work with either.
Humankind, bring out your dead.
I don't know how that works, but okay.
Yeah.
Something nice.
It has been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I truly believe that you'll never be able to find it in your heart to murder me.
Oh, Ron.
Now, I'll be with you in a moment. Just feeling a bit emotional at the moment.
Cybermen.
Now here's my question. Why is
me,
there no
I swear on anything it's
flesh
me.
of guts?
The very first restaurant you
And
took me
why
to
is it
that first
full
date, what was it
skeleton?
called?
Clara, it's me.
Yeah, I feel like there should be more guts and less skeleton. Yeah.
What was it?
I can't remember.
But still, this is better than just sticking the brain into a suit, which the Cybermen were doing.
Yeah, because
There's-
all you would see is floating brain.
Yeah.
The people that live inside of that think they're gone to heaven.
Oh, she says, hey, look.
I better take medicine.
November 23rd. Right, you think I got that one right?
Two hearts.
And both of them yours.
You're a Time Lord.
Time lady, please. I'm old-fashioned.
Time Lord.
Which Time Lady?
The one you abandoned. The one you left for dead. Didn't you ever think I'd find my way back?
Clara, I'm gonna get Clara.
Clara, I should shoot you in a jealous rage now. Wouldn't that be sexy? I've turned the lift off, though.
I presume you're upstairs.
Oh, not a Dalek.
You should use that on the other.
Oh, and where is he?
Oh, dear doctor. Didn't you realize where you were?
In the middle of London. Whoops.
Don't move. Didn't scream or run? Run!
She's probably in the middle of a shot.
Too much segment. Huh?
Yeah.
Third time this time.
It's a very popular visual cue. And again, just like the invasion, with the Cybermen walking down.
Strategic weakness of
that
the
the same
human
building?
race.
Yeah, that's the
The
St. Paul's, I
dead
think it's called.
outnumber the living.
Who are you?
Oh, you know who I am. I'm Missy.
Who's Missy?
Please try to keep up. Short for mistress.
Short for?
Well,
Mistress.
couldn't very well keep calling myself the master. Now, could I?
What?
She's the master.
What? Really?
Yeah,
You became a girl?
yeah. See, just like the invasion. Very much like the invasion. Don't do it, Danny. Don't delete your emotions.
Daddy? Is that you?
Andrew, it's me. It's me. I'm calling from this nether sphere.
Prove it's you.
Let's see, I'm your dad, and my name is Steven, and I wear glasses.
Tell me something only you would know.
Oh, okay, how about, you love poutine?
No, anyone could know that. Something else.
Oh, you hate Mondays.
No. Something only you and I know.
You're a poet at heart.
No, something else.
You don't eat breakfast in the mornings?
Something else.
Wait, Andrew, I know lots about you. You have a sister and a mom?
Goodbye.
Oh man, I really suck at this. Oh. Many times.
So why do I...
Stop! You can't kill me. I'm a target of strategic value. Alive, I'm a tactical advantage. Dead, I'm your biggest mistake. You don't know who I am.
You are Clara Oswald. You are human. You are unimportant.
Incorrect. Clara Oswald has never existed.
Identify.
I'm the Doctor.
She's bluffing. She's trying to bluff the Cybermen because the Daleks like to make big speeches, but the Cybermen have no problems just killing people right away. And this is Clara's biggest folly, is that she's smart, but she thinks she's smarter than she actually is.
What if she's the 14th Doctor, actually?
She's not. She's not as smart as she thinks she is, and she tries to outsmart people, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Again, another Cyberman invasion.
You're going viral.
No one cares.
Would you like to take a picture? Sorry, selfies are never as good, are they? And you're having a lovely moment. Hang on. Look.
Nice bow tie.
Bow ties are cool. Big smiles, and now!
Alright. Okay. People weren't that stupid.
They remember.
They all were. They're
You
units.
picked a lovely day for it. My don't. You look shiny. Haircut.
Bit of a trim.
Might want to do your roots. The woman.
Yes, Mom.
Kate Stewart, divorcee, mother of two, keen gardener, outstanding bridge player. Also Chief Scientific Officer, Unified Intelligence Task Force, who currently have you surrounded.
Human weaponry is not effective against cyber technology.
Sorry, you left this behind on one of your previous attempts.
Well,
So
straight
now
from the
that I have
invasion.
your attention.
Use that emotion array again. That worked
91.
really well.
Queen of Evil. How could some
And they should have kept it.
91 Cybermen?
Did they keep
and
it?
nobody noticed?
I don't know what I'm doing.
One space folded inside of
Very powerful though.
Big on the inside.
What's that in your pocket? There's nothing in mine. Oh my giddy aunt.
Oops.
Quiet ones are the worst.
I pulled my
There's a
guns
hole.
out. Do you guys want notice?
I'd be on super high alert.
Then they must be mine.
No, she's just very fast. She had lots of practice.
Missy, the master, whatever you call yourself, I promise I'm much more useful to you alive.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. That is a good point, well made. I'm proud of you, sister. But did I mention Thanks for being yummy.
So what else have they got?
There's something on the wing.
Cybermen landed on the fuselage. But on the plus side, it's not turbulence. She's out. Who let her out? What's it doing? Where did it go?
What can one Cyberman do to a plane?
A lot.
Wait, 10 times the strength of a human? I don't know. 40 times strength of a human? I don't know. Probably not that much. Dented?
Aww.
Infrared favorite.
Danny.
Danny Pink is dead. Help me.
Oh my god.
It's not activated. I need you to switch it on.
What does it inhibit?
Emotion. It deletes emotions. Please, I don't want to feel like this.
Remember, emotions are toxic to Cybermen, so it's probably eating them up completely.
There's more than one. What?
No one wants to feel it.
Pulling it apart.
Cybermen are in! The plane's going down!
Oh! Is the daughter one? Do you like her?
The master's killing himself.
The master always gets out of this sort of nonsense.
Why don't you jump out of the plane when it's like 10 feet in the air? That way
Because it's going really fast. That's part of the problem.
land on it, it will hurt. Land in it, it will hurt.
He's using the key to home in on the lock.
Two more to go. Does it feel any different?
No.
You sure?
Should have read that.
Clara, don't!
Help me.
If you do what you're trying to do,
The
if you succeed,
Cybermen
he will
are
snap
trying to
you.
reflect on what's
Step over
going
your
on.
broken body and break another and another
Or
and
like,
another. He will
how
never
am
stop.
I alive?
Not harm her.
Ready?
Yeah.
It feels like I'm killing you.
I'm already dead. You're here this time at least.
Goodbye, Donnie.
Goodbye, Clara.
No, step away, he's activated! Clara, step away, no, don't!
Danny, if you can hear me, you're still there. What are the clouds going to do?
The rain will fall again. All humanity will die.
Rise again as Cybermen.
Correct.
How do we stop it?
We cannot be stopped.
Yep.
Yeah, Mary Poppins. Yeah.
Oh, go on, crack a
Kill
smile.
yourselves.
I want to see if your eyebrows drop off.
All of this.
Go jump in a volcano.
Just to give me an army.
Well, I don't need one, do I?
Armies are for people who think they're right. Nobody thinks they're righter than you.
Give a good man firepower, and he'll never run out of people to kill.
I don't want an army.
Well, that's the trouble. Yes,
Just tell
you
him
do.
to jump in a
You
volcano.
always wanted.
Yeah, still giving them an order. He doesn't want to give orders to an army.
Now you can save them. All those bad guys winning all the wars. Go and get the good guys back.
Reverse
Nobody can have
revert.
that power.
You will, because you don't have a choice. There's only one way you can stop these clouds from opening up and killing all your little pets down here. Conquer the universe, Mr. President. Show a bad girl how it's done.
Why are you doing this?
I need you to know we're not so different.
He could definitely stop a lot of really bad guys with the cyber army. He can't stop the Daleks, but he could stop the Sontarans.
From now on,
easily.
you decide the outcome. What's the
And
matter?
so
Mr.
many
President?
Daleks.
He could, yeah, well,
Don't you trust yourself?
debatable.
Also, how do you fit that many in the TARDIS? I mean, the
Am I a
TARDIS
good
is
man?
technically infinite.
It can be.
Just have a one room. Have one room devoted to Cybermen. And use them in absolute necessary.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
Your soul, Doctor.
It's possible.
Rain will not fall.
Oh? Why won't it?
The clouds will burn.
And who'll burn them?
I will burn them.
How?
I will burn.
One burning Cyberman is hardly going to save the planet.
Correct.
Attention!
Seems like we would have very dangerous side effects.
It's only burning the cyber pollen clouds, that's all.
Still, those shockwaves.
Yeah, I wonder about all those birds and bugs and stuff it's toasting.
Well. Which Cyberman is that?
Oh, Kate. Kate's alive.
She's breathing. She's alive. She can't be here.
She is.
She fell out of a plane.
Which Cyberman is that over there?
Cyberman must have caught her.
Doctor, she's talking about her dad.
Of course, the Earth's darkest hour and mine. Where else would you be?
He's a cyber leader too. He's got black.
So he has his memories. Well, I mean, all Cybermen have their memories. It's just their emotions. Oh, my daughter is falling. Maybe I should catch
Clara.
The doctor told me about the bracelet. How I can let Missy travel from one.
Came the crack
This
in the
place
wall.
is dying now.
Yes, but the bracelet can bring you home.
There's only enough power for one trip.
Then come on. Hurry up.
Just one trip. One trip, one person.
Daddy.
You need to find his parents.
Oh my god.
He died a long time ago. I'm sorry, Clara. I truly am.
See, let's look at the background characters not notice. See?
Is that perception filter?
He made it invisible?
No, not exactly. So people have an inclination to look away from it.
They want to hear that?
You're thinking about it too much. 4 hours good. Rest in peace. Alright, so that was Dark Water and Death in Heaven, the last story in Series 8 with the 12th Doctor. So, Andrew, let's start off. What did you think?
Sort of didn't really lead to one point to another. There was really no point into adding the Cybermen. Like, you could have done, what are they called? Like the astronauts. The Impossible?
Oh, the Silence?
Yeah, the Silence. No, like the guys who are astronauts, but they are dead.
Oh, you're talking about they were actually like creatures that lived in the shadows. That they were in the spacesuits. The Vashta Narada is what you're talking about. They were only in the one story, and no, I see what you're saying, but you're not using the right example. Yeah, you're not using the right example, but I see what you're saying, because theoretically you could sub them out with a zombie army, and it would have been basically the same. Because there wasn't a uniquely Cyberman
And there
thing.
should have been like some flesh still.
Well, okay, now here's the thing. The Cybermen who were in St. Paul's in 3W, they were just skeletons. But Danny, when he was a Cyberman, because he had just died very, very recently, he wasn't. He still had tons of flesh on, but he was clearly dead. He had, the color was all out of skin, and he was sagging and stuff. So he was clearly dead. So I think it was just those ones in the Dark Water treatment that had basically degraded to skeletons. They weren't fully skeletons. They were kind of like some fleshy bits hanging off them, but mostly skeletons. I want to ask you about the moral dilemma, because you were almost on Missy's side. You said the TARDIS it can be infinite, arguably, because there's another dimension. It's space folded in and of itself. You keep the Cybermen in there. You keep them just kind of in stasis until absolutely needed. Right?
Yeah.
That makes a degree of sense. Why do you think, like the Doctor must have thought about that because he was thinking about it. Why do you think he didn't do that?
I don't know.
Well, let's give it some thought here. Let's give it some thought. So if you were in that position and a psychopathic killer says, it's your birthday, Andrew. I know we killed a bunch of people already and we're bringing people back from the dead, but I'm giving you a cyber army and you can do with it whatever you want. What would you do with it?
Keep it for absolute necessary reasons.
What sort of necessary reasons? Come on, tell me what sort of reasons you'd have a cyber army for.
Like a very little amount of Daleks come to destroy the Earth, or that other picture we were talking about.
Sontarans?
Yeah.
Daleks, I don't think a cyber army would win, because remember, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, how many Daleks were there at first? 3. And they said we could take out the cyber army with 1 Dalek. And I think they could. So maybe not Daleks, but creatures like Sontarans, for sure. Creatures like, or even like the Silurians, sure. The Weeping Angels. There's a lot of Doctor Who bad guys that a cyber army could walk through. A lot. Yeah. No, so here's the problem. Now that you have an impossibly strong army at your disposal, what would happen if you came across someone that you disagreed with what they were doing? Maybe they were holding maybe they were holding a person ransom, and you couldn't figure out how to rescue that person. Would you use the cyber army to do that?
I'd threaten him with one Cyberman.
So you threaten him with a Cyberman.
One.
So do you see what this is? This is the moral dilemma, because once you have access to that power, then there's always going to be an opportunity to use it, and you're going to start looking for opportunities to use it. So the idea that this episode's getting across would be that an army like that would corrupt him, and he would know that, except for the Daleks, granted, but maybe he would try to fight off the Daleks.
Huh, yeah, that would end up really good.
Well, why not? He fights the Daleks ordinarily anyways. Now he's got a cyber army to back him up. Even though, again, we saw in Army of Ghosts of Doomsday that when the Cybermen ambushed the Daleks, they were
their lasers were like it's like made their body weird, and it probably felt like this.
Yeah. So that's the moral dilemma. This is what we call a moral dilemma, because the Doctor could use use a cyber army for good, but once you become unstoppable, then no one can disagree with you. You haven't seen it yet, but you've heard of Lord of the Rings?
No. Yes.
Lord of the Rings, there's a similar situation where there's this powerful magic ring, super powerful, and at one point a character says to Gandalf the Wizard,
Take it, Gandalf. Take it.
No, Frodo.
You must take it.
You cannot offer me this ring.
I'm giving it to you.
Don't tempt me, Frodo. I dare not take it. Not even to keep it safe. Understand, Frodo. I will use this ring from a desire to do good. But through me, it would wield a power too great and terrible to imagine.
I'll have to show it to you. Let's talk about a couple of the things going on in here. That big globe that they were in, the Nether Sphere, did you catch what the Doctor said it was? He said it was called a Matrix data slice. Way back with the Fourth Doctor, in the episode The Deadly Assassin, there was something called the Matrix. It was basically a huge internet computer thing filled with Time Lord knowledge. Completely filled with everything Time Lord.
This kind of Matrix?
Actually, to be honest, the movie The Matrix bears some similarities to the concepts of the Matrix from Doctor Who. It really does. So basically, what would happen would Time Lords be able to plug into this Matrix and then download all the knowledge that they had acquired. Now, the Master, at some point, took this technology, brought it to Earth, went all throughout time, and started recruiting people, putting their minds into the Matrix so that she could rewrite their minds and upgrade their bodies into Cybermen bodies, and then download the mind into the Cybermen. And that was her plan. There was one, and I remember this, the first episode of the 12th Doctor, do you remember it had the Clockwork Man in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he died, the lead Clockwork Man died, and he went to heaven, the data slice, where Missy greeted him. But he was a Clockwork Man. He was an android with no organic components. So looking back, now I'm wondering why he would be there at all. Very strange. I wonder if the writers thought that through. What do you think of the new Master? We've seen the Master before. We saw the Master in the 5 Doctors, right? What do you think of this version of the Master?
Cocky.
Very cocky, for sure. But do you like her?
No.
No, not even as a character?
No.
Do you think the actress Michelle Gomez is doing a good job as Master?
No.
Really? Why not? Kind of lukewarm on her. I actually like her. She's certainly by no means the worst to play the Master. That probably goes to Eric Roberts. But she's sinister and kind of crazy, eh? Bananas, yeah. I get the feeling that Death in Heaven was supposed to be more of a sort of, hold on, Clara Oswald never existed. It was the Doctor all along. It was a version of the Doctor waiting for this moment. Because they even in the starting sequence they had Clara's eyes instead of the Doctor's eyes. But they kind of dropped that. They were just like, no, it's not actually that. So it was kind of a weird way to start the episodes before they just dropped it entirely. There was an episode earlier in this season where the Doctor and Clara meet Earth's first time traveler in the far future, a man by the name of Orson Pink. Oh, hey, I found him, and his timeline is related to yours and Danny's. And so it's kind of insinuated that...
Danny's great-great-grandson.
Yeah, Danny, or great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson. And Clara's great-great-great-grandson, and that's the insinuation. But now, after watching this, that's impossible, because Danny is dead.
Unless Clara was pregnant before that happened.
But we also know that at the end of the next season, spoiler alert, Clara dies. And then at the end, she goes traveling with me, the immortal. And she's in a state of non-temporal being. She's because she doesn't have a pulse, so she's technically dead, but she's existing in that fraction of a second. So I don't know what happened. Maybe Orson Pink now no longer exists, and that storyline's kind of moot.
Maybe that happened after the childbirth and foster care?
Maybe it was kind of off screen. So that's actually a massive question. Okay, so here's one thing that I didn't like. Before we get into our timeline, one thing that's still kind of bothering me, even though the story sets it up to be logical, at the end of the story, the Brigadier is now a Cyberman. And he goes blasting off. I don't know if he's going to sacrifice himself to burn up a cloud, or if he's now going to be the adventures of the flying Cyber Brigadier. I don't like that, how that ends. Like, the Brigadier as a Cyberman really bothers me, based on how many times we've seen the Brigadier. We've seen the Brigadier in this series. We saw him in The Invasion. We saw him in The Five Doctors. Yeah, so it really kind of jives with his character, you know, in that, like, him being a Cyberman. I feel like they purposely wrote Kate falling out of the plane and just to get to that sort of oh my goodness, now I'm going to salute the Cyber Brigadier. So that kind of jived with me the wrong way. What did you think of that?
Weird.
Weird is right. All right, let's get into our timeline. The operative question here is, why do the Cybermen look the way they do?
I don't know.
They look they look like the Nightmare in Silver Cybermen. And they can fly, whereas the ones in Nightmare in Silver couldn't. And that was super far in the future. First, let's go back all the way. Sometime prior to the 19th century, a cyber ship, probably from Telos, crashes under London.
You gotta speed this up by like 200%.
Absolutely. And all the occupants are in stasis.
Like in editing.
Yes. The next Doctor then takes place in Christmas 1851, but there are some Cybermen corpses that are still lying around London. Planet 14 takes place sometime before 1970 because the Cybermen recognized the second Doctor and Jamie and said, hey, we recognize him from Planet 14. The Invasion, which this story draws heavily from, not only visually, but they even reference it. They're like, oh yeah, the last time you guys tried to invade, we learned some new things, and they dropped an old school Cyberman head. Nice touch, by the way. That happened either early 1970s or possibly spring 1969. Attack of the Cybermen on Earth took place in 1985. The 10th planet, Mondas, is destroyed, 1986. Silver and Nemesis, 1988, where again most of those cyber forces are completely annihilated by the Validium. Army of Ghosts and Doomsday takes place when the Cybermen come over to our dimension early to mid 2007, leading to Cyberwoman, which was late 2007. Closing time, April 20th to 21st, 2011. Now, here we are. There's no explicit date given, but we can assume it's present day at the time, so 2014-ish, was Darkwater and Death in Heaven. Now, because Missy has been going forwards and backwards in time recruiting people for her 3W project, I think she went super far in the future and nabbed some cyber technology from far, far, far in the future. I think that's why the Cybermen look the way they do, because she brought some of the cyber technology back. So there, and they're all basically destroyed anyway, so there's no remnants of those ones left, because they've all gone on a suicide mission, except for possibly the Cyber Brigadier. The moon base, 2070, around there. The wheel in space, somewhere between 2071 and 2119. Earthshock in the beginning of the Orion Cyber Wars was 2526. Tomb of the Cybermen, where the Cybermen have all but passed into legends, is 2570. Revenge of the Cybermen, hey, they're back. Well, a couple of them are back. Somewhere around 2875. Attack the Cybermen on Telos. They're finally regrouping. That's around the 30th century, and we knew that they had deposited some cyber forces all throughout time. Real time is then 3286, which may or may not have happened depending on your point of view. The second Galactic Cyber Wars around the 250th century, where they were, of course, totally obliterated, but it took the sacrifice of an entire galaxy to knock them out once and for all, because Nightmare in Silver features a small splinter fraction of the Cybermen surviving, and that is 250,000 AD. Okay, Andrew, it is time to put our cyber thinking caps on. What are we going to rate Dark Water and Death in Heaven?
4.4.
4.4, that high, huh? Why is that?
Good episode.
Just because it's good? I think 4.4 is reasonable. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're going to rate Dark Water and Death in Heaven 4.4 Cybermats. Okay, Andrew, so we are now, our next episode is actually going to be our last episode until the next Cyberman story is released. And we're going all the way into the end of the 12th Doctor's run, to the end of the 10th series. What's the name of the two-parter we're covering?
We're Old Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls.
The Doctor Falls, ugh, yikes. And actually, you know what? I actually really liked this Cyberman story. I thought it was great, a lot of fun, and interesting, very thought-provoking.
Like and subscribe. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Let's go.
See you next time.